Hello, friends. Welcome to my channel, Academic Made Easy Peasy. If you have not subscribed my channel, subscribe it and also click the bell icon. So now we are going to learn the second type, that is cross product or vector product. Okay. So now we have learned about dot product, so we are going to learn about cross product. It means just a into symbol, that is what. Okay, so let theta be the angle between two non-zero vectors a vector and b vector. Then the vector or cross product of a vector and b vector is represented by a vector cross b vector and defined as a vector cross b vector equals mod of a vector into mod of b vector into sine theta n cap. Okay, so now as we learnt for dot product, a vector dot b vector equals magnitude of a vector into magnitude of b vector into cos theta. We learnt for cross product, what we learnt, a vector cross b vector equals magnitude of a vector into magnitude of b vector into sine theta into this n cap. This is a unit vector. N is a unit vector. Okay, so for angle between the two lines or two vectors. Okay, for this, in this cross product is sine theta equals mod of a vector cross b vector divided by mod of a into mod of b. Okay, so now let me just teach you how to calculate this cross product later. Okay, so properties of cross product that you have to know. A vector cross b vector is not equal to b vector cross a vector. Instead, a vector cross b vector equals minus of b vector cross a vector. Okay, so it's cross product. You will know why it is when we start doing the sums or after I teach how to calculate this cross product. Okay, so let me just say you why this minus sign is before this. Okay, now, cross product is distributive as a vector cross b vector plus c vector equals a vector cross b vector plus a vector cross c vector. This is distributive. Next, I am multiplying with a scalar to a cross product. So, scalar into a vector cross b vector is scalar a vector into b vector, or a vector cross scalar into b vector, anything. Now I'm going to teach you some important results based on cross product. Okay, so first one, a unit vector perpendicular to both a and b are given by unit vector n equals a vector cross b vector divided by mod of a vector cross b vector. See, why these two are perpendicular? Because when is sine 1, we had sine here, right? When is sine 1? Sine is 1 at pi by 2. Okay, so then we can say that some the given two vectors are perpendicular, right? So that's what they have given here. A unit vector perpendicular to both a vector and b vector is n vector. Unit n vector is a vector cross b vector divided by mod of a vector cross b vector. Okay, and if a vector is parallel to b vector, then we say that a vector cross b vector is 0. So in dot product, when a vector or b vector is 0, if they are perpendicular. In cross product, a vector cross b vector is 0 when they are parallel. Okay, I hope this is fine. In dot product, we learnt I cap dot I cap, j cap dot j cap, k cap dot k cap as 1. But here in cross product, we are learning it as I cap cross I cap, j cap cross j cap, k cap cross k cap as 0. Okay. Next, I cap cross j cap is k cap. So keep this sequence in order. I cap, j cap and k cap. Okay. So I cap, j cap, k cap.
add one equal to in between. Okay, so similarly j cap dot j cap cross k cap is I cap, and k cap cross I cap is j cap. This will be just like a circle, I j k cap. Okay, so I cap cross j cap is k cap, j cap cross k cap is I cap, sorry, k cap cross I cap is j cap. Okay, so now what if I come like this? J cap cross I cap is minus k. This should be in clockwise. Okay, if it is an anti-clockwise, we will be adding one minus sign before. Okay, so if you just check with these two, you will be able to understand it. If A vector is I1, A1 I cap plus B1 J cap plus C1 K cap, so I cap plus B2 J cap plus C2 K cap, okay? So then A vector cross B vector, how we will be writing is that we will be writing it in determinant form. Okay, first in the first row, we will be writing I cap, j cap, k cap. In the next row, we will be writing the first vector, that is a1, b1, c1, and then we will be writing a2, b2, c2. Why? Because this is a vector cross b vector. So a vector we will be writing and then b vector. Okay, so if it is asked as b vector cross a vector, then this row will be inserted over here, a2, b2, c2, then a1, b1, c1. And also in the previous slides, I just said you a vector cross b vector equals minus b vector cross a vector. Yes, I said why this minus sign is present here. So in determinant form, we know that if we just exchange a row, if we just swap any rows, then it is a condition that we have to change the sign, right? If it is positive, we have to change it to negative, and if it is negative, we have to change it to positive, right? So that is what here. So if I take for b vector cross a vector, I will be getting I cap, j cap, k cap, a2, b2, c2, and a1, b1, c1. Okay, so is these two determinants same? No, they have the same components, but still they are not equal. So that's what I have added minus sign before b vector in the important properties. Okay, hope this will be clear for you all. And in some problems, you will be asked to find the area by giving two vectors. It might be the parallelogram or triangle. Okay, so how to find the area of the parallelogram if the sides are given and if the diagonals are given? Two types is there. Okay, so if the sides are given, a vector and b vector, then you will be just taking the mod of a vector cross b vector. You will be using the same formula. If the diagonals are given, only thing is that you will be crossing first diagonal to second diagonal, and you will be dividing by 2. Half of mod of d1 vector cross d2 vector. That's it. This is the area of parallelogram. If sides are given, direct a cross a mod of a vector cross b vector. If diagonals are given, half of mod of d1 vector cross d2 vector. Next, if we want to find the area of triangle, then as we learn right from our lower classes here, area of triangle is half into base into height. The same thing is followed here also. Half of AB vector cross AC vector. It might be any side. Okay, AB vector cross AC vector, or half of mod of BC vector cross BA vector. Okay, but you should follow this one. Yes. Okay, so you have to be very, very careful. Next, here, A, B, C. No, so AB vector cross BC vector, or AB vector cross AC vector. Okay, you have to be just careful with the direction. The last topic in this chapter is scalar triplet product. It is nothing but till now we were learning about only two vectors. So now we are going to learn about three vectors. Okay. So let A vector, B vector, and C vector be any three vectors. The scalar product of A and B vector cross C vector, that is A vector dot B vector cross C vector, is called scalar triple product. Triple product means what? Three, right? So A vector, B vector, and C vector is denoted by with a square brackets. A vector a small space, B vector a small space, and C vector, and closes bracket square bracket, or A vector comma B vector comma C vector also it can be denoted. If this is denoted in this form, then what will be its formula? A vector dot B vector cross C vector. That's it.
If you have any doubts, mention it in the comment box.